adequate genetic distribution.
Parents that carry hybrid.
I'll not go much sense that allows countries to be able to.
CGIAR new strategy, the 2025-2030 strategy, really aims to address 5 impact areas that range from livelihoods, job creation, nutrition, and all areas that are important to actually environmental friendly solutions for agriculture. All areas that are extremely important in transforming food systems, land and water systems, food, land and water systems under climate change challenge. So it used to be CG when it was created that CGIAR starts with crops and breeding of crops. This was at the point a very important bottleneck of agriculture. We didn't have improved varieties, which really limit the ability to do agriculture. But today we have a lot more options. We have a lot more players. CG still plays a very important role in breeding, in identify useful variability and bringing to the crops, even in actually coming with products in countries where there is very little investment and helping strengthening the national systems to do that. But the reality is that they're not the only thing that we need anymore. We need more other things besides crops. So that's why the science portfolio of CGIAR, we look at investments in different areas beyond breeding for tomorrow. Although breeding for tomorrow continues to be a very important capability that CGIAR brings to the table, as well an area that we still continue funding for its importance. So it takes a lot more than only varieties to do it. They are extremely continue to be important, but we are investing in other areas to really truly transform food, land and water systems for food security. So IITA is the largest center we have in Africa in terms of number of scientists in one center, plus also the presence across the continent, really distributed presence with different hubs across Africa. So in that regard, it does bring a lot of presence in some of these regions and countries that is very important to understand stakeholder and farmers and country priorities. So that's by itself is extremely important for CGIAR, that presence and that proximity of agriculture and farmers and communities where the problems are happening. But also, IITA has worked in some of very important crops that they are leading for CGIAR. I'll give us some examples, not all of them, but cassava is one example. In the important role, I think probably is the leading organization in the continent, leading cassava work, really driving the next generation of seed systems for cassava. Right now, there is, used to be that you need, for every one plant, you could multiply in 10 pieces. Now you can do 10,000 with the new technology the IITA has developed. And if you're talking about millions of hectares that you need to be able to provide good systems in cassava, IITA plays a vital role in driving that, with partners, of course, scaling this with partners on the ground. But besides that, I think, one thing that I saw this week that was really interesting, that I haven't really seen the same strategy in other places, in other centers, is the youth platform and the agripreneur of youth, and how IITA is taking some of the innovations in agriculture that have been developed or discovered or developed to a certain extent, and really bringing youth and putting in the hands of youth and helping them to develop a business out of that. It's like the business incubation, and then plugging them with sources of finance, helping them to establish. It's a platform that has been running for a few years now, and is getting to a point that is advancing. I think there is huge potential for us to look at CGIAR and see how can we utilize some of the learnings in IITA in other centers, and continue building on these ideas that the IITA is bringing forward in leading for the continent of Africa. IITA has really a lot of presence, a lot of relationships, a lot of social capital that they have developed with governments in the countries, and a lot of technology and quality of science that really positions CGIAR to really help national institutes in strengthening them with this, but also help stakeholders to achieve their goals in advancing and solving some of the bottlenecks of value chains, bottlenecks of food and water and land transformation system. Ultimately, success is that farmers are producing these varieties in volume, that they are benefiting from them for their nutrition so that they can bring economic development for their own families, education of their kids. That's the ultimate success. The communities are flourishing in Africa because of this technology are turning into business. That's the ultimate success, okay? Is that the economic development of the countries, the agriculture-based economy in this continent is really advancing, and that Africa becomes less an importer of food and perhaps even an exporter of food. That's what we're trying to solve for. So food security will only happen if Africa invests in agriculture, and I think CGIAR and IITA included have a very important role to actually help to enable that with technology, but of course doing with the partnerships. I think we want to go one step further. We want to say, okay, what is the acreage of cassava in Nigeria, as one example, that is driven by the work of IITA, with varieties of IITA. And I think it's a very high number. This is the type of measures that we want. It's really this being planted by the farmers and the communities are benefiting from. I would love to read in the years to come, Africa has become food secure and CGIAR enabling food security in Africa. That's the headline I'd like to see. Because I think here billions of dollars are spent in food import in Africa continent for basic things like wheat, maize, and many other important foods people are importing in many countries. Africa needs to become self-sufficient. And each dollar that doesn't go out of the country, it stays in the country to create more jobs, to enable more of people of Africa.